Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Natasha. It's time for the workshop, so I think maybe you can start now.
Okay, hi. Good morning, everyone. So today we're going to talk about the speaking training again. So on in the last sections, we've talked about the marking scheme and some general features about the group interactions and also the 1 minute response. And we've also watched a demonstration video telling you the exact format of the examination. And last time, the candidates, as most of the candidates have a high grade, at least level 4, and only one of them has a lower grade, which is the level 2. So this in this section, before we really have some actual in-class practice in groups, I would like to share one more videos for you all to see. And this time the performances are not as good as the last one. Yeah, we can see that. I'm going to play the video free for you all, and there's more different range of their levels. You can see some have one of them have level 1 only, and one of them have level 3 only. So this may tells you a more uh clear a clearer sense that which level how do we decide which students have which levels. So maybe we can take a look of this video first, and same as last time, I would like you all to jot down some notes, maybe at least one good points and one bad points for each candidate, and then we will have some group discussions after watching the video, so be prepared for that. And this time, the topic for the discussions is tourism management. So maybe I can play the video now first.
We start now. Good evening.
Okay, can anyone, is that clear, the sound? Is it loud enough? Okay, yes, very good. Then I can start now.
Today we are going to talk about tourism. So to begin with, let's brainstorm some ideas about the advantage tourism bring to a city. For me, I think I think in terms of finance, tourism actually tourism is the main source of it can earn by a city that many tourists they came for example to Hong Kong. They shop, they visit like Disneyland, one of the feature of Hong Kong. That many of those places that they can raise profits and to lead to a better financial system of Hong Kong. Comment this.
Sure, I think the tourism can bring the economic growth to a city, and because persons need to will shopping and using our service in the city, and they will bring a lot of money and to Hong Kong, and the economic can be growth. Moreover, I think the tourism can bring their own cultures to a city, and since and just like the Europeans can bring their um, can bring their slow paced lifespan and to our cities, and we can learn from it. You guys agree with me?
Yes. Yeah. Well, yeah, I definitely agree with the point that tourism can generate economic profits and also encourage cultural exchange. And just to add on, I think it is also a great chance for us to display our own culture to the foreigners as well. So, like, take Hong Kong as an example. To my own knowledge, the Bun Festival held in Chengchou every year is actually attracting a lot of foreigners to come and visit. So it's actually a great time to show to the world that Hong Kong isn't only a city that is economically developed, but it also has a rich cultural background and history. So is there any benefits?
This is great idea, and in my opinion, on one hand, we have many beautiful places, such as we are Hong Kong Disneyland, and we have Ocean Park, and we can many shopping mall go to shopping, and on the other hand, we have MTR and taxi. We can fast going to different place.
So just now we have shared a lot of thoughts about the benefits that tourism bring to a city. Does anyone want to repeat? If not, let's move on to the next topic. That there is actually some problems that tourism can bring to a city. From my perspective, there may be the conflicts between two cultures. So, for example, we all know Italian. When one of their favorite is pizza, and I don't believe that they really put pineapple on pizza. But in Hong Kong, it's quite common, and people are more inclined to put pineapple on pizza. And when Italians come to Hong Kong, they face this kind of problem, and some apathetic people can't fathom this situation, and they can't understand each other, and their happiness index may therefore decrease, and there's no one happy actually.
Certainly, I think the tourism can and will develop into a fierce conflict because there are different lifestyles and culture. And take Singapore as examples. Singapore we cannot eat bubble gums, and if you don't know the rules, it will become a conflict or arguments with that. And moreover, I think tourism will bring some environmental damage to a city because maybe they will leave some garbage or trash into the cities or when they are having their tours. Do you guys agree?
Well, yeah, I see what you're trying to say, and I do believe that besides possibly causing disturbance to the citizens' normal life, tourism may also cause harm to the environment. Like as Kennedy has just mentioned, that tourists may let some trash over, and I think besides tourists themselves, the government who plan to develop tourism may also overdevelop the city. For example, like if they want to turn and park into a attraction point, they may actually cause disturbance to the local ecosystem, and it is actually causing harm to the animals as well. So, do you have any other points to add?
Yes, I think many people did not know can bring different food and to some country, Cindy and such as Hong Kong dissident. Many people did not can bring some food to this city.
So we just talk about some problems like hygienic problems, some problem with the conflicts and the harm bring by tourism. And for the next part, whether Hong Kong should follow any of the above management strategy mentioned in the sheets, I think Hong Kong should apply the second strategy, which is the locals first. As after the pandemic, during the pandemics, there is a lot of facilities closed, or even Hong Kong don't allow the tourism to enter in. And I think so after the pandemic, the government want to raise a lot of profits and gain the popularity again, and they ignore the feelings of Hong Kongers, and that's actually makes many conflicts between the public and the government, and it has to be improved by these locals first.
Yes, I definitely agree with you because after the pandemic, there are many tourisms come from China and that into Hong Kong, and its cost is the locals cannot use the service, just like in the Disneyland, we have lots of a large amount of tourists, and we even cannot play this service and yes, and I think the local first strategy is a good one for the government to apply. you guys agree?
Well, yeah, to add on, as you mentioned that now local people cannot enjoy the services, maybe we can also adopt the policy of timed entry tickets. So like we can set a range of a selected time slot, so only a limited number of tourists can enter, so that it won't be too crowded for both local people and tourists.
Time is up. Now we'll move on to part B, candidate A. You've got 1 minute to answer the following question. Is it better to plan your own trip or join a tour?
From my perspective, I would like to plan my own trip. As joining a tourist, there is some limited places. They limit the places that we could visit. So, such as there's one time I go to Japan, I joined a tourist. He brought me to the Shinsai Hashi, which is not the only famous places the Japan Osaka has. So if I go alone or just with my friends or families, I can have better control and can plan more carefully on my schedule. That I could fully use my time to shop, to eat, but not that's the schedule tight by the tourism. And I will be very confused on that schedule. Can't play very joyfully.
Right.
Thank you.
Thur.
You have to
Yes. Any problem? Yeah, if not, maybe we can continue.
1 minute to answer the following question. Would you like to work in the tourism industry?
Thank you for the question, and I think I will not join the tourism industry because first of all, I will not interested in this kind of industry. For personally, I was more interested in some social work industry because I like a lot talking with people and share their experience or feelings with me, and I love to talk to people and social with different kinds of people, and I also love helping the others, and so I think I have more interest in the social work, and for the first industry, I think there are many problems nowadays in the Hong Kong, so I think it's very complicated for me to enter the first industry.
That's fine. Thank you. Candidate C, you have up to 1 minute to answer the following question. Why do so many people travel these days?
Well, I think a main reason that they want to travel is that they want to escape from their normal work. Like people nowadays are really busy, right? So they have a tight schedule to follow, no matter it's at work or at study. So if they are staying at home or in a familiar city, they have the feeling that they are still under the pressure. So if they are going on a trip, they are going to somewhere that they don't really know, or somewhere that is really different from the environment that they're used to, so they can take a rest and to like refill their to let their mind take a rest, and so they can recharge a little bit, and also get to know more about different parts of the world, so that they are to broaden their horizons, so they are not only restricted to work or the places that they usually live in.
Thank you. Candidate D, you have up to 1 minute to answer the following question. What can people learn from visiting another country?
First of all, thank you for your question. And I think people can learn in this. I think they can learn different culture, and they can learn different life, such as we can go into any different place to join this, and they join this, we cannot pay myself, and they can very relaxed to enjoy this adjective. So I think they can learn they can be very relaxed and happy to join. Thank you.
Okay, so this is the end of this video, and I hope that maybe you can write some key points about what you think about the video. So now I would like to Tina, can you help group them into small groups so that they can have some discussions?
Okay.
Thank you. Maybe around 4 to 5 in a group. Please join your group and then discuss about what you think about the video, just like I said before. Thank you. We'll have around, I guess, 5 to 8 minutes for the discussions.
Hello everyone. Hello.
Hi. Did you not join to breakout room? Or are you assigned to any rooms? Oh, hi Tina. I think one of the students do not know which group to go. Can you help her?
Yes, she has already into their group too.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Hello, Natasha. I think everyone's discussion has ended.
Okay, thank you. So I can start now. Okay, so after your discussions, can anyone share about what your groups think about the performance of the 4 candidates? So any volunteers? Anyone want to try? Tell maybe at least one good and bad point from a candidate. Okay, maybe we can first talk about the candidates A. Candidates A are given the grade of level 4, and we can see that he is his ideas are quite abundant and with a lot of examples. And for example, in the first round of speaking, he talks about the financial development under tourism, and he gives the examples of Disneyland. And this serves as a good starting because he has given his idea in the aspect of the financial part and then give Disneyland an example. And also we can see that he acts at the maybe group leader to guide the discussions to move on to the next questions. And then he also, when talking about the disadvantage, maybe about the tourism, he also talked about the cultural differences, and he gave a very interesting example about the pineapple pizza. And apart from his points, I think he is quite nervous during the discussions, and so leading to his speaking not very fluent at all. So I guess this is the point why he only has a level 4 instead of a level 5. And then for candidate B has the level of a level 3, and he has a moderate performance, not very good, but not very bad as well. And the main problem of his speaking, I guess, is that he has low fluency. He keeps thinking while he's speaking, but the thinking time is quite long, I guess. He has a lot of time saying something like that. And so this may give the examiner the sense that he is not very confident and not very familiar with what he is going to talk about. And then, but in terms of his ideas, he also gives some clear examples, such as giving Singapore when talking about the cultural differences, while he gives a response to candidate A as well. So this is a good point. And for candidate C, we can see that she is the highest he has the highest grade among all. She has a level 5, and I guess she is the most fluent and confident student in this group. And what you can see when she is only listening to the others, she keeps nodding her head and turning around to look at different candidates. And her eye contact is very abundant with all the candidates. And she also acts as a leader as well when she invites candidate D to give some ideas by asking some guiding questions like, do you have any ideas? She keeps asking this question for a few times during the whole discussions, and this is a good point to let the examiner know that this is a group discussion. You need to invite all students to join into the discussion rather than ignoring them. And that's her good points. And then for candidate D, she has the lowest grade, which is a level 1. And in terms of level 1, in DSE, level 1 is regarded as a fail. So we can see the reason why she fails this paper is that in the first round of speaking, at the very beginning of the video, we can find that she interrupts when candidate C starts her first round of speaking. So in the first round of speaking, you should be talking one by one from A, B, C, and then the last one should be D. But she interrupts when it's time for candidate C to have her first round of speaking. So this one may give the examiner the sense that she is not familiar with the exam format, because she does not know that she needs to wait until candidate C finishes her words and then she can start to talk. And then apart from that, we can see that she has a lot of grammatical mistakes while she's speaking. So this grammatical mistake even makes her speech unclear, and maybe even we cannot understand what she wants to express. For example, she keeps saying we are, but at the end of the sentences, she may say we are Disneyland, but she may, I guess what she wants to tell is that we can do something in Disneyland, something like that. So her grammatical mistake is quite disturbing. And also there are a lot of incomplete sentences and unclear point, making her speech so not in structure, and this affects how the others listen to her talking. And this is for the group discussion part. So we can see that the best student should be candidate C because she has a lot of good points, and also the body language, the pronunciation, the organization, and also the communication and language skills is very good. And moving on to the 1-minute response. For candidate A, it's good that when he was asked about whether he would like to plan his own trip or to join a tour when traveling, he gave some personal experience about going to Japan. This is all his own personal experience, and this can help to make his sharing more structured and elaborated. But the bad point is that he didn't use all the time. We can find that there is around, I guess, 8 to 10 seconds left. So at the end, maybe he can repeat or emphasize some of the main points in his speech and then make use of all the time. So candidate B, his question is about whether he wants to join the tourism industry, and he also gives some different aspect of reason, which is good. And he also gives the reasons why he do not want to join the industry, because he's more interested in the social working industry. But again, same as the group discussions, he is not so fluent when talking and quite nervous as well. So this will deduct some marks for his in his performance. And for candidate C, her question is about why so many people travel nowadays, and she gave some good points, like they want to escape from work and pressure, and this is a common answer for these questions. And then she also gave a lot of examples at the same time, but the problem is that her speaking pace is quite fast, in this part, and then it lists to the results that at the end of the speaking, she has around 5 to 8 seconds left, and then she has nothing to talk again. So maybe make sure that you have a appropriate speaking pace, ensuring that you will not have any time left at the end of your sharing, because if you have some time left, the examiner will also wait until the time is up. So make sure you do not have a lot of blank time, and make your speech more elaborated and use an appropriate speaking pace. You can train it on your own. You can try to practice this at home so that you can make use of the whole 1 minute. And then for the last candidate D is about what people can learn in different countries. Again, her thinking time is too long. For example, when the time is started, and he keeps thinking for, I guess, around 10 seconds without speaking anything. So this is a big problem. And also the grammatical mistake, as I said before, and unclear sentences make it unclear that she cannot express what she wants to say, and then maybe at the end we do not understand what she wants to tell. What can people learn? I guess she only speak about the cultural, she can learn different cultures, and then that is the end. This is only the point she gives. So this is a big problem. So you need to make sure that your thinking time cannot be too long. If you want to have some thinking time, like what I said in the last section, you can try to thank you the questions and then repeat or rephrase the questions. And then during this 5 seconds, you can brainstorm a bit about the main points that you want to share in this 1 minute response. This is what you should do in this part. So this is the end of this part for the discussion of the video. So now maybe we can move on to some in-class practice that we can really work on some paper. So let me share my screen first. Okay. So here's the paper that we have talked about a bit in the last session. It's about whether young adults should live with their parents. So we have briefly gone through this passage already, and then we've talked about some of the questions. So last time, some students asked me whether we should or we must cover all the 3 questions included here. But remember, what you need to do is to make sure that your discussions covers at least 2 aspects. So maybe, for example, in this case, you at least need to talk about the benefits and also the disadvantages. If you only focuses on the benefits, then that would be a bad discussions, because you only talk about one single aspect rather than discussing the different things. So at least 2, but if you do not have time to talk about all for the question 3, it's okay. You can skip a bit of it, but at the end of the discussions, yes, this is what I forgot to say last time. So as you can see in the video just now we just watched, the discussion is ended suddenly because the time is up. The bell rings. So this is not a good point. For when we look at the time, we know how much time we have left. So for example, when we're talking about the number 3 questions, but there's only around 1 minute left. So maybe one of the candidates should speak up and then help to do a little summary of the discussion. For example, we have talked about the benefits, like and then we have also talked about the disadvantage, like something like that, to make a short summary. Or you can say, if you have made a consensus, you can emphasize your consensus at the end of the discussions as well. This would be better than stopping your discussions suddenly because that the being roused. So this the ring the bell rings. So this is how you should end your discussions in a better way. So no need to worry about whether you can cover all the questions because the time is limited, and if you can, that's good, but if you cannot, it's okay as well. So just make sure that you have a good ending for your discussions rather than stop it suddenly. Okay, so maybe we can spend 1 minute to briefly read this passage again because maybe we may not remember it. So maybe 1 minute to read this passage and then also the questions, and then to brainstorm a bit what you can say in this part. So let's read it first. Okay, I think time is enough for reading this passage. And now I would like to, we may also really do some in-class practice. For now, I would like you to pretend that you are really in the examination room. You're going to prepare for this discussions later on. And then now I will give you, as you know, you'll have 10 minutes for the preparation. You can highlight the passage for this time because you're not really in the examination, so you can take this question paper into your discussions. So you may highlight some key points in this passage and then also prepare your points for these questions. So for your discussions later on. So I will count the time for you all, and after that, this preparation time will be grouped into groups again for the discussions. And then after discussions, I will invite maybe a volunteer group to come and perform what you have discussed about. So is there any questions? So if not, maybe we can start our what about, oh, I saw a question. What about if the time is up, but candidate D did not have enough time to elaborate the idea? How should we distribute the discussion time if previous candidates are too talkative? Okay, this is a good question. You mean during the discussions when when the time is nearly up and then candidate D is still speaking, right? Yes, this is some common problems as well, but for the talkative students, during the whole discussions, normally you should stop some talkative students if they talk too much, because talking too much during the discussion is also a point that will deduct your mark. This is not a good thing at all because examiners know that if you're too talkative, you're using the time of the other students and then they cannot perform themselves, and you're acting like this is your own individual presentation, and this is a point that will deduct your marks. So normally not many students will be too talkative during the whole time. But if there's really a candidate like this, maybe we can try to act as the leader to gently or politely interrupt their speech. For example, by speaking like, "Oh, sorry about that. I guess you have a lot of great points to share. Maybe we can invite some of the students to share their ideas as well." So this is make sure that you're polite and gentle when doing this act, and then the examiner will understand that, oh, really, that's true, because that person is too talkative and the others have to do not have enough time to say. So this is the way how you can do that. Yeah. There's no specific way to distribute the discussion time clearly, because this is a discussion. You will not have time to discuss this with your group mates before the discussion. So make sure that you need to look at the time and then to do your discussions according to the time you have. So this is how you can do that. Okay, if not, if there's no any questions, maybe we can start our preparation time for this discussions, and then we may have some practice later on. So I will show you the time. So maybe we can start now, and I will count the time later on. So it's now 10:45. I will stop the preparation at 10:55. Okay, so you may start now. Okay, so that's time's up for the preparation time. So maybe I hope that you have got some good points for your discussions now. So Tina, can we arrange the students again into groups so that they can have the discussions?
Okay.
Yes, thank you. Around 4 students a group as well. Thank you so much. So we will have 8 minutes for your discussion. So in case there's any problems, you can just speak out in the chat room, and then at around, I guess, 11:05, and then we will come back to the discussion to the main room to discuss other things. Okay, so please join your group now. Tina, can you make me also a host so that I can go into different breakout rooms to check how they're going on?
Okay, okay.
Thank you.
Hello, Natasha. I think everyone has already come back.
Okay, so I hope you all have a good discussions within your group. And now maybe can I invite I've went into different breakout rooms to listen to your performances, and I found 2 groups are quite good, very active, and maybe can I invite a group to maybe perform a bit of your discussions in this main room. If I invite Elaine's group, is it all right for the 3 of you? Because I think you did a great job.
Sorry, Natasha, could I confirm something with you?
Yes, sure. What's your question?
Yeah, because I'm confused about the first round and the 1 minute. Should candidate A just talk about the first aspect? Like in this topic, it's about the benefits of young adult living with parents. So what if I conclude the benefits and disadvantages? Could I do that if I am the candidate A?
If you are the candidate A, you have the
Yeah.
choice to choose how you start it. The main point is that each of you will have around 1 minute that no one can interrupt your speaking. That's the main point. But in this 1 minute, you can just choose to talk about the benefits if you want. Because some students may think that if I first talk all about the free aspect in the first minute, it will become a little bit messy within the group, because you need to go back to the first one and then the second one during the rest of the discussion time. So if you are candidate A, you can choose your own way. Before, if you want to just talk about the benefits, then talk about the benefits for the 1 minute, and then invite other students to talk about that as well. But if you want to give all the topic sentence or just briefly talk about the free aspect, you can also do this as well, but make sure that you will not just skip the benefits during the rest of your time, because if you did this way, sometimes other students may only be able to reply to the first of one of your questions, just one of the aspect. They cannot talk about all. So make sure that you have covered that all later on in the rest of the time. And also how you arrange the sequence of this free aspect is all on your own. You can choose this by yourself. You can first talk about the disadvantage too as well. You do not need to follow this flow as well. So it's all about your choice. Just make sure that you have covered at least 2 aspects in the whole discussions. Is that clear?
Oh, yeah. So I, I just want to talk about the benefits in my first minute. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure. We can see that in the video as well. They just talk about the first one in the first minute as well. So that's no problem.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see. And as candidate A, he or she needs to play the role of a leader. Is that right? I should play as a leader if I am A.
You should play the leader who stopped the discussions. Yeah.
Okay, I see. No problem. Thank you.
Thank you. So can your group do a little performance for us?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
just-
Thank you so much.
Just now, Elaine is candidate A,
Okay.
and Hui is candidate
Okay,
B,
okay.
and I am a candidate C.
Yeah, so thank you. So I will count the time for you because there's only 3 of you. You will only have 6 minutes. You don't need to talk about 8 minutes. Is that all right? So
Yes.
if you're ready, I may start the time now and you can start. Okay, 1, 2, 3, you can start now.
Everyone. Today we're going to talk about should young people live with their parents. And first, let's talk about the benefits of living at home with your parents. From my point of view, I think there are two advantages. On the one hand, living with our parents can give us some emotional support. Maybe living with our parents, they can provide comfort, security, and a strong support system during challenging times. Especially for the nowadays, young people has a lot of stress, and sometimes they maybe have some mental health problem. So living with our parents, maybe we can get some mental health help. And on the other hand, we can share some responsibilities with our family and reducing stress for everyone. So what do you think, candidate B?
Yeah, I agree with you. Like the most important issue, like the financial issue and the emotional support. And in my opinion, like the first one, financial saving, like the rent and the grocery, they are all expensive, and living at home may allow the young adult to save money for the future goal, like buying a house or the further education. And as for the emotional support, the parent can provide the guidance and the some support too, especially during our stressful time. And the other aspect I would like to say is the cultural norms. Like in many Asian society, living with our parents is a very traditional way to strengthen the family bonds, to create build a better relationship with our family members. So what about the candidate C?
Yeah, I do agree with you that we could have to build a good relationship with our parents if we live together. And also it's a good way to save money and also get some emotional support from our parents. And in my opinion, besides all of this, I also think for young adults, we could save a lot of time and energy because when we live with our parents, they could help us to do some choices to do the laundry or to cook for us. So we don't need to call the delivery all the time. It's good for our health and maybe to improve our life quality. That's what I think.
Thank you. I do believe there are many advantages living with our parents. And now let's talk about some disadvantages. For me, I think living with our parents will slow our personal growth because for example, if I live with my parents, maybe my parents will cook for me and doing laundry for me, and I don't need doing that thing by myself. So, but I don't think it's good because I cannot live with my parents forever. I should learn it by myself. And this is one part. And for another part is maybe will limit our independence. Because sometimes when we live with our parents will always ask, what are you going to do? Where are you going? So like this kind of questions. And in these parts, maybe sometimes we don't want to tell our parents. It's about privacy. Maybe we'll lose some part of our freedom. Yes. So what's your opinion about disadvantages can they be?
Yeah, my point is very similar to yours. The first one is the independence. Maybe we will lack of the independent if we living with our parents. The young adult may rely too much on parents for financials or decision making. Like you cannot decide what will you do in the evening and what time will you go home. And this other one is the privacy issue. Like living with your parent, with our parents can limit the personal space and the lifestyle choice. Like you cannot invite your friends whenever you want. And maybe the other one is the personal growth without the full responsibility for bills and household management. It may struggle adapt later. So what about the candidate C?
Yeah, I totally agree with what candidate A and candidate B said, the privacy and freedom problems. Because when they live with a parent, it's like there is a monitor. It's always looking at them, what they are doing, and where they go. So it may feel confident for young adults. Mm, Besides, and there also. Oh, thank you. The time is up.
Okay, so sorry, I forgot to unmute. Okay, so the three of you did a very great job. Thank you so much. And then I will maybe give some comments to you all so that we can learn from a bit. So in terms of the ideas first, your ideas about the topic, I think the three of you have very abundant idea and also examples. For example, for candidate A, Elaine, you gave a lot of you gave some personal experience as well. For example, when you're talking about the personal growth, you said that if you're living with your parents, then you do not need to do your laundry. So this is one of the example why you think that will have slow personal growth, and this is great. And then for candidate B, you also give that you give a very good point that is a bit different from the two other candidates is that you mentioned about the cultural norms in which living with parents is traditional to strengthen family bond, and this is a new aspect. So maybe I guess other candidates for candidate A and C can also respond a bit to this point because this is a new point in your discussion. So if you can also give a bit advice or your opinion on this point, it will be better as well. And then also for candidate C, you also give you said that we can save time and energy, then that is the advantage. This is great. And you talk about the life quality and good for our health, and this gives a new you build up a bit on the others' opinion, so that is nice. And mainly because you only have 6 minutes, so you have only talked about the first two aspects, and this is all right. But you only talk about the first two, and I guess you still have some more to talk about on the disadvantage, so that is fine. But because, as I said before, maybe you can try to do a summary at the end of the discussion, because when you look at the time when it's only maybe 30 seconds left, then you need to know that you have to end your discussion. You need to give a summary rather than I stop you because the time is up. So this would be a part for your improvement, but it's fine because it's the first time that we did some in-class practice in our section. So next time, maybe you can try to do that if you've saw that the time is nearly up. So apart from my ideas, I think the three of you is quite fluent my speaking as well. You are confident and you're fluent and your pronunciation is nice as well. The only thing that I cannot judge is the body language because I didn't see you. So maybe make sure that you can have some you may have some body language to enhance your discussions. So I saw questions. Must we discuss the question one by one, or we can also mix them up together from the very beginning and then echo to each other's idea later? Oh, as I said, you can choose your own discussion way, but for most of the students, for most of the candidates, they will choose to discuss it one by one. The reason why is that you may encounter some students who has weak English ability. If you mix them all up and discuss that, may be a bit too confusing for them. So what I suggest, you of course you can mix them up if you find that your group mates are also quite fluent, quite proficient in English speaking, and you can do so. But in my point of view, if you encounter some students who is weaker, try to do that one by one. That will make your discussion more structured and make sure that you will cover the things that you need to cover instead of ignoring some part of it. Okay, another question. So if the last candidate do not have the time to do summary, will it deduct other candidates' mark? Okay, this summary will not deduct your mark. And also the last candidate, do you mean the candidate D? The responsibility to do the summary is not on candidate D, because after the first round of speaking, each of you can speak whenever you want. You do not need to do by candidate A, then B, then C. You do not need to do that. Just the first round, you need to go on one by one. But after that, in the rest of the time, you can speak up and at any time. So, it will not deduct your mark if you do not do the summary, but if you do the summary, it will increase your mark. It gives a better it gives a better image to the examiner that you know how to round up, how to stop your discussions in a good way. So this is the thing you need to do. And then also candidate A can also do the summary. It's fine. Anyone can do that. You just, if you find that your groups do not have the person who wants to do that, just do it on your own. You can act as the leader in this sense. Okay, is that clear? Okay, so thank you for your group's performance. That's a good chance for us to learn something. So this time we only have time for the group discussions, and for the in the next sections, that is next Tuesday, we have 1 more hours sections and in that lessons it will mainly be on Q&A. If you have a lot different questions, just prepare it and I'm ready to answer for you all. And if we do not have as much as questions that we need to answer in the hour, maybe we can do some maybe we can do another round of discussions if you want, or if not, we can try to do some 1-minute response as well. We can invite some students to do so. So be prepared with your questions to come to the class next time, so I can help you to clarify some confusion if you do. So if there's any question, is there any questions? Okay, yeah, so if not, Tina, maybe we can, that's the end of the class.
Okay, thank you for Natasha.
Thank you so much.